deadly gas explosion blows a home to bits. Tonight, a 1-year-old is dead. 2 people are clinging to life, and an entire Charlotte neighborhood is affected.
Tonight, WCNC has 2 crews covering this story. Michelle BOUDIN spoke to people who live nearby, but we begin with Tony BURBECK with the very latest from investigators tonight. Tony?
Yeah, Dave, what firefighters tell me is there's no doubt about the cause. It is a natural gas line explosion. This roaring natural gas line lighting up the night sky is the reason why 418 Wellingford Street no longer exists. Investigators say it built up inside the home before it blew up.
It can do a lot of damage, which you've seen. It actually leveled this house.
2 adults and an infant about a 1.5 years old were inside.
We did take 2 adults to Caroline's Medical Center with what are considered life-threatening injuries, obviously burns due to the explosion, and 1 child was actually pronounced deceased here on the scene.
I thought somebody was shooting at me.
The blast woke neighbor Johnny McQuarrie up. He heard the woman screaming.
And she said her baby was in there. And we tried, but the only thing I could do was cut the water hose on.
Firefighters did not check the house which exploded. Investigators say wind and humidity can move it. It can also stay trapped in rooms and be very difficult to locate. The blast also knocked windows out of nearby homes. Given the power, investigators say it's nearly a miracle the 2 adults survived. But by no means are those 2 adults out of the woods. In fact, they left this area in critical condition. And just a little bit ago, we learned that at least one of them is going to the burn unit in Chapel Hill. The good news is crews were able to cap that gas line within the last hour. The fire department will be back out here tomorrow morning. We also know that a total of 9 people have been displaced because of that explosion. The Red Cross helping them tonight. We're live now with the mobile newsroom in Charlotte. I'm Tony BURBECK.
All right, a very sad and frightening scene out there, Tony. Thanks. Neighbors tell us they heard this explosion blocks away.
And one woman we spoke with even told us that she saw 3 people under the debris at that home. WCNC's Michelle BOUDIN is continuing our coverage now from the scene. Michelle?
People living up and down the street heard this explosion, they felt this explosion, and several neighbors actually came to help. Their stories, just unbelievable. He was just across the street when his neighbor's house exploded.
I see smoke and debris going up in the air.
And he heard an anguished father crying out for help.
The daddy ran across the street and said, "Find my baby."
He just walked out and he said, "My baby."
The father burned head to toe. The baby's mother also hurt, also desperate.
And I see fire going up and I see the woman laying on the ground talking about her legs messed up. I grab her like this right here. I'm like, "I'm not going to let you go. Where's your baby?" She's like, "My baby's on the couch." When I look at the couch's upside down, but it's a whole lot of stuff on the couch.
The remnants of a family's home around him and a pleading mother clinging to him.
Tell her, "I'm not going to leave you."
He says he tried to find the baby buried in the debris.
I went back to get the baby, and I couldn't find the baby. That's what bothers me.
So devastating, the loss tonight, and it is unbelievable, firefighters say, when you look at how powerful this explosion was, that nobody else on the street was hurt. Back to you guys in the studio.
Michelle, I know you got there very early after it happened. Give us an idea of what you saw when you first arrived.
A lot of people truly in shock, and I honestly, when I walked up, you really couldn't tell exactly what you were looking at. The only way to know that a house actually stood there at one point was to realize that there were 2 houses on either side, because in between the 2 houses was just literally debris. There was a lot of wood and there was a mattress standing out, but other than that, you really couldn't tell it was a house. Truly just an unbelievable sight. This is not something that you see ever, really, and just a lot of neighbors just in shock tonight, because this was a house, just bits and pieces are left. That's all really left tonight. Sonia, back to you.
Certainly a sight you never want to see again. Thank you, Michelle.
Well, to give you an idea of what this house looked like before the explosion, this is a photo right here. A small ranch home, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, less than 1,000 square feet, heated by natural gas. And again, this is the house tonight after a natural gas explosion around 7:50 this evening. A toddler is killed. 2 adults are battling life-threatening injuries, and our coverage continues.